Hi, welcome back to She's in Her Apron. I am so glad you're here. Okay, I'm really excited to share with you today when I spoke at the I Am Mom Summit conference. Even though I wasn't there in person, it was all online, it was free. So next time they have one, please join in. It was so great to hear from other moms and on their tips and tricks on how to deal with motherhood. It was wonderful. I'm going to share with you today what I spoke about at the summit. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello everyone, I am Kimmy Hughes and I am from the YouTube channel She's in Her Apron. And I'm really excited to speak with you today. Well, I am married to an amazing man for 19 years and we have 4 children, 17, 13, 10, and 7. So I've been sharing my life on YouTube for 5.5 years. So as a stay-at-home mom, I share my day, my routines, my struggles, my ups and downs. I have anxiety and ADHD. It gets really fun over here. So I show realness. I show a clean house, I show a messy house, and I show how I implement routines, tips, and strategies that are helping me daily. So I have a motto, which is progress, not perfection. So as I share my topic with you today, keep that motto in the back of your mind. You know how sometimes you feel that you're alone in certain things that you're doing, especially at work or at home, that you feel alone and that nobody could be possibly going through what you're going through. Well, with my journey on YouTube, I realized that that is so wrong. There are millions of women around the world going about their day feeling the same way. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how, as a mom and family, that we could create routines that will form calmness and confidence. Now, as moms, we have schedules, we have routines, and sometimes we don't even realize that the things that we're doing are routine. But we kind of need it to keep sane, right? To kind of keep us on task during the day. Well, I have realized over the years that I have created some naughty routines. We get into some habits that we wish we could break, and that's what I've been trying to do over the years. I have to say that when my children were younger, I had routines. You know, scheduled feeding times, when they nap, when their next feeding time would be. So I had a routine and it kept me sane. Yes, there were days where I felt like I was floating or just not with it, but I knew what I had to do each day to keep the routine for my baby, for my toddlers, so that they would be calm and that they would feel safe. Now, I've said many times that I feel that I had it more together when my children were little than I do now as they're older. But man, I depend on my routines now so much. They actually do bring me calmness. Now, I just want to make a note that I am not perfect at my routines. My house isn't perfect. In fact, if I were to turn around the camera, you'd probably feel really good about yourself. I don't always have it together, and I know I'm not alone. I know there are many moms out there who don't all have it together. And there's days where I am rocking it. And you want to know what? Those are the days where my anxiety is low, I feel calm, and my confidence level is pretty dang high. But I have to say, there's days, honestly, like today, rushing to get things done. My ADHD is everywhere today. I'm having a hard time staying focused. I'm not going to lie, my heart is pounding right now. Just because of all the things that I have to do today, but I didn't stay on a routine. Now, I'm not saying to never go off your routine, because we need to be able to adapt and to adjust. But having structure, knowing what we should do when we wake up or when we go to bed, really helps us to be able to focus and calm. So, let's just see. Has your day started off in a hurry? Did you hit the snooze button? Did you get up late, rushing to get the kids dressed and out the door? Did they miss the bus and you have to drive them to school? So then the issue becomes, well, I'm really bad with time. But actually, it could just be that we're not scheduling the right habits and routines to be able to make the day go smooth. I noticed that with my 3rd child that I had postpartum depression, and I never experienced it before with my other children. So it really threw me for a loop. I felt very lost. I felt like the day was just spinning and I couldn't seem to concentrate on anything. I found a system that really has worked for me. Have you ever heard of the Fly Lady? She's pretty amazing. Her systems worked for me. She helps create routines in your day that does just this, creates calmness and confidence. So I did her baby step program, and I printed out what I needed to print out, and I followed her routine. Was it hard? Absolutely. It was very hard to adjust to something that I wasn't used to. But man, I noticed within a few weeks how, not that my house was perfect, but I knew what was coming. And then if I started my routine and finished it, I had more time in my day. I felt calmer. I felt confident about someone knocking on my door. It was amazing what it did for me. So as you're watching, I suggest you grab a pen and some paper so you could jot down some notes on how you could create some routines for yourself and for your family. The big thing I want to talk about is how we wake up in the morning. Now, I am not a morning person. I could be quite scary in the morning. It is hard for me. But over the last year, I've been trying and striving to wake up early and wake up before the kids. Now, I was doing really good before the holidays. And now that it's the new year, I'm trying to get back up before them. But it's been a struggle. But having a smooth morning routine and not waking up in such a hurry and getting our adrenaline up will help us so much. So what do I do in the mornings? When I do get up, I come over to this part of the house where it's nice and quiet, and I'll make an herbal tea or a hot chocolate. I think just having, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's 2 minutes, just 2 minutes by yourself, feeling centered and just calm for a minute, you won't be raising your adrenaline, which will stay with you for a while, and then you'll get the crash. Do you ever get that? After it drops, you just crash and you're done for the day. So just taking a few moments for you in the morning is so important. Now, if you're an early bird and you can get up real early before your kids, get up and get ready. Get dressed, put your hair and makeup on. I have noticed that in the last 2 years, by me actually getting up and getting myself ready, even if the kids are off to school, once they're off to school, if I take the moment to sit at my vanity and actually put on some makeup, even if I'm not leaving the house, I don't know, I gain a little confidence in myself, and I am able to go about my day. Go about my day without makeup lots of times, but lately I am telling you, getting dressed and putting on my makeup with nowhere to go as part of my routine has been the best self-love that I have given to myself. And that's important because we as women, we put a lot on our shoulders. We take care of a lot of people. We juggle a lot of balls in the air. And sometimes we drop a ball, and that's to love ourselves and take care of ourselves. So in our routines, let's make it a point and a habit to take time for ourselves. So if we wake up in a panic and we wake up rushed and we've got that adrenaline going, it's going to set the tone for the rest of the day. Now, I know a lot of you work outside the home and a lot of you work at home, or you're a stay-at-home mom. I have created a morning cleaning routine. This helps keep me on top of my home and helps me feel confident if I get a knock at the door. Again, my house isn't perfect, and I want to stress that. So let me share with you my morning cleaning routine. Okay, here are my routines, and they're taped inside of a cabinet door in my kitchen where I keep all my recipes. So whenever I lose focus or I feel anxious, all I need to do is come and look at these routines, and I know where I need to be. And to me, this is very calming. So let me share in detail what these routines are. I just created my own routines. I also have followed the Fly Lady method, but I put down what works for me. And what I did was just printed them out and put them in these protective sheets. So I used a dry erase marker so I could keep track of what I'm doing, and I could reuse it the next day. So let me share with you what my cleaning morning routine looks like. I always throw in a load of laundry, and then if there is any laundry in the dryer, I'll take it out, fold it, put it away, or I have laundry bins in my laundry room that are dedicated to each person of the home. I'll throw them in there, and that's their responsibility to put their laundry away. I always unload the dishwasher because I load it the night before. I prep the school lunches. I clean up breakfast and lunch prep. This usually happens after I get the kids out the door because, you know, moms, it's a circus trying to leave. I'll check my planner to see what I have going on, any doctor's appointments, any appointments that I need to go to. Is the day to go grocery shopping? Do I have my shopping list? All of that. Then I think about what's for dinner. Was something taken out of the freezer last night that I can thaw out and use for dinner tonight? Or do I need to go get anything special from the store for the dinner that we're gonna make tonight? This one is get the kids moving. This could be for a school day or even on the weekends. Are they up and going and getting on their routines? Make beds. I don't really make the kids' beds. They're in charge of their own, but I do want to make my bed and make sure that at least their bed looks decent. Wipe down the bathrooms. This is just like a swish and swipe method that I use. Out of all of my routines, this is the hardest for me. Wiping down the bathrooms when we're done in the morning. Give the toilet a quick swish so it doesn't get dirty and so it maintains and keeps it clean. When I'm on point with this, this feels so good. And then meditation time in the morning. Take time for me. Say a prayer, maybe just read a couple of scriptures just to get some inspiration to start my day. So this is my morning routine. Okay, here's my weekly home blessing. I wanted a day where, you know the feeling of if you do get someone to come in and clean your house and when they leave it just feels so good? Well, this is what that is intended for. It's called the weekly home blessing, and this is from the Fly Lady, and I've implemented this and I love doing this. And this is another one where you can get your family involved. You don't need to do all of this. This technically is supposed to maybe take an hour. So yeah, and I do these on Mondays, but sometimes I pick, if Mondays aren't going to work for me for my schedule with what I am doing, I'll just move it to a different day. So what I do is I change all the bed sheets. I take them off all the beds, strip the beds, wash the bed sheets, and get them in the wash and wash them up. And then as I'm going through the rest of these, I'll make sure that they get in the dryer. I empty all house garbage, every bathroom, office, and kitchen. Put a new fresh bag in. Maybe put some folded garbage bags at the bottom of the trash bin. So that way I don't always have to go over to under the kitchen sink to put new bags in the garbage tins. The homework station. I have a homework station in my home where there is a magazine rack for each of my children with their names on it, and this is where they're supposed to keep their homework, anything from school in there, so we know where it is. So I'll just clean that up, that area up. Dust the home, and this is supposed to be fast, so don't move anything around. Just dust around it. This has been a great tip. Vacuum. So now this isn't a detailed vacuum. This is just like your walking spaces, anywhere that you could see. Try not to move anything. Just vacuum where the walking areas, around your bed, all of that. Mop. And this is where people walk, near your sink, your fridge. So I will mop my entryway. I will mop my kitchen floor. And polish. Just shine up any spots, not the whole surfaces that are needed. Maybe any windows that you see a spot on, glass tables, your TV, maybe some picture frames, but polish anything that needs to be polished. Maybe your kitchen table or your end tables or your coffee table. So really, it's only 10 to 15 minutes in each of these areas here, and it's supposed to go fast. And you really are blessing your home when you do this. And then I have a weekly schedule sheet up in my cabinet as well. If I lose focus or what should I be doing, just to stay on task, it's good to assign a day, a certain something. So Mondays is that weekly home blessing that I just showed you. Tuesdays are my zone days. If you'd like to learn more, just head over to flylady.net. So my home is broken up into zones, and each week is a zone. So this week could be my kitchen. So I'll take 1 hour where I do some zone cleaning in my kitchen. That could be wiping down cabinets, deep cleaning appliances, maybe decluttering. And this, guys, is pretty much spring cleaning all year round. So when spring cleaning comes, you're not overwhelmed because your house has been spring cleaned every month, every week of the month. Okay, Wednesdays is planning day. Thursdays is errand day. Friday is clean out your car and purse day. Get your car all cleaned out, ready for the weekend and ready to start the week.
clean. Saturdays is family and yard day, and Sunday is just spirit day. So these are some things that help keep me on task in a routine that helps me know of like, oh, if I get lost or don't know where to pick up from, or if we come back from a family vacation, you know, it's always hard to get moving after that. I know where to go and where I need to be after that.
Okay, when that is done, then I go about my day. I work from home doing YouTube. So that's when I start filming and editing, and I try to get all of that done by the time my kids get home from school. Sometimes that doesn't always work and I have to work in the evening, but which is pretty much the majority of the time. Kids go to bed and I'm working. Then I have a night routine that I do to help set me up to have a good morning. Let me share with you my night routine.
Okay, here is my night routine. Now, I don't do everything on my own. Family does help. My husband is a great helper. I am so thankful for him. He really helps me because by the end of the night, my anxiety is high. And so him and the kids, he is so good at getting the kids moving and helping. So we clear the table and the counters. We wash the dishes and load the dishwasher. So it's all set for me to unload in the morning. Give your counters, your table, and appliances a good wipe down. Sweep and spot mop if you need to, but it's always good to sweep or vacuum. If I need to prep the school lunches the night before, this really helps get a head start in the morning, especially since I'm not a morning person. Do I need to empty out the trash so it doesn't stink up the house at night? So should we take out the trash and put a new bag in? And think about tomorrow's dinner. I like to put the crock pot out on the counter so it reminds me in the morning like, oh, I have a crock pot meal. Is there something in the fridge I need to take out? Okay, for the house, pick up the living room and entryway, vacuum if needed. Should I wipe down the bathrooms? Is there anything that maybe we can get a head start on the night before? Prep bags and book bags, like purse, book bags. I have a landing zone in my house and it's in my kitchen by my garage door. This is where we keep book bags, purses, sometimes they're coats. We also have a place for shoes, and I try to lay out the kids' clothes the night before, like their school uniforms, or at least have an idea where their school clothes are and know that there are clothes waiting for them and we're not rushing around in the morning. So that is my night routine.
It's also very important to have a night routine that's soothing. So if you take a bath or a shower at night, when you get out, have music on with no words. I like having music with no words before bed because it just to me it just calms me, especially if I have anxiety that day. I'll put on some face cream. I'll write in my journal, and journaling is so important because you can get the stresses of your day out. What happens is that one bad thing in the day that happened to us can overpower all the good that happened. You'll be surprised of all the good and the joy that's there that overpower that one bad moment. And I know as moms, we replay that bad moment over and over again. I know because I do that every night. So I try to hold on to the good nugget that was there and let go of the bad. Having a good, healthy routine sets us up for the day. You feel good, you feel confident, and you feel grounded. And this is something that we need to teach to our children. Ever notice that your kids, if you're in a state of panic or if your anxiety is high and you're just running around like, that rubs off on the kids. I've noticed with my kids that will rub off on them, and then they start to get anxious. They don't feel grounded, they don't feel confident, they don't feel secure, and it kind of creates this tone of like a whirlwind, like a twister's going through your house. Have you ever noticed that? I noticed that here. So I tried to build confidence in my children, and that's by staying calm. So my kids do have routines. Are they perfect at it? Oh goodness, no. No. But what we've done is we've created chores for the kids to help them. I created a zone cleaning for them, just like my zone cleaning. And each week a child's in charge of that zone. And they're in charge of keeping it maintained and cleaned. And then at the end of the week, we do a deep clean. Now, how does that build confidence in them? They're in charge of something and they're very proud of how they kept it clean, and they try to encourage others. Sometimes it's not so encouraging. Sometimes it's like, rah, rah, rah. But it builds confidence in them that they can finish and start something. And by us being positive and thanking them, and you did such a great job, it just builds their confidence up. Also, I have on my refrigerator and my garage door daily routines for my 2 little ones who can definitely lose focus very quickly. I wonder where they got that from. So if they get a little lost, I usually tell them what to do, but I've got to be stronger in the habit of saying, well, what does the sheet say? So that they could feel confident and build that in them, that they could go to that and search for it and find the answers themselves. And I notice that when they do this, it is a calmer morning. And oh, I love those mornings. Okay, but what about our teenagers, right? Well, it is hard sometimes with the teens, I will say, but man, can it be fun. So I sat down with my son and I said, what could we do to help you keep your room clean? What could we do that you don't feel so anxious about it? We came up with a plan where he took a piece of paper and he taped it to his wall and he wrote a day of the week and he chose himself what he would do, 1 or 2 things on that day of the week to help keep his room clean. And I said, great. I let him decide what he wanted to do and put on that paper. So I don't have to be constantly like, Mama, does he do it perfectly? No. Do I wish that he would do a little bit more and have it clean? Of course. But by him just deciding and choosing what he was going to do, builds his confidence. And actually when he does it, he is calm. So that might be something that could help your teenagers instead of having mom breathe down their neck to clean their room. So what routines could we do with our kids? Well, our kids could have a morning routine. Our kids can have a night routine. Our teens should even have a night routine. Cut off screen time, help calm that brain. And I think that's a good tip for us moms and dads as well. And that's something I've been trying to do, but I think we're all a little addicted, don't you think? I know I am. I'll definitely be the first to admit that. So cutting screen time to help calm. And don't see routines as like, burp, 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 we gotta do this. It's time to do this. My clock says it's time to do this. No, we need to be able to be flexible because this won't get us so anxious. We need to be able to roll with things. These things are going to get done. They're just not going to happen when we want them to get done. And as a mom, I know that's very hard to let go. I struggle with this big time. My husband always says to me, it's okay, Kimmy. Calm, it's okay. And then it's like, it is okay. They're eventually going to get to bed. And in steps A through C are gonna get done. Maybe they may get done a little differently, but they're gonna get done. So if you don't feel like nagging your children or your teens, may I suggest that you just post something up that they could go to and look at. If your children can't read, maybe pictures that give them visual cues on what to do. And this will build confidence in them, knowing that they could actually go and look and try to do it themselves. And when they do it themselves, they are so proud. And believe me, they're gonna come tell you. Maybe not the teenagers, because you know, they gotta keep it cool. But your little ones will definitely come run to you and tell you how proud they are that they were able to do this, like brush their teeth without your help. So can you see out through this whole thing how progress, not perfection, should be ringing in your ears? It rings in my ears every day with what I'm doing. Every day. If I didn't finish the laundry process, hey, I threw a load in the laundry, and that is progress. I just challenge us moms to create some sort of routine in our life that could keep us calm and build confidence in our family. And believe me, ever since I put routines into my life, it has made things so much better. I don't do my routines perfectly because I'm human. And I strive every day to make progress. And I pat myself on the back when I've accomplished the small thing. We need to overlook what we're seeing on social media, seeing that their life is perfect, that their home is always clean. I guarantee you that when you look outside the sides of the camera, there's a little bit of a chaos. Every creative mind has chaos, and that's okay. I've come to learn that through my anxiety and through the struggle that I have, staying focused, being such a squirrel, I'm such a squirrel, to ask for help. Because we feel as mom and women that we should take it all on, that we need to be like a perfect being that can keep their house constantly clean, and when people come over, it's just, and I wish that like 100% of the time when I get a knock on my door that my house is perfect, but it's not, and I need to give myself grace. The things that we do in our home are important, but the most important things is there love? Is there peace? Is there calmness? Have we built confidence in our kids? And don't freak out as I say this if this is not happening for you. This stuff takes time. And like I said, progress, not perfection. So, I want to see what you do in your life. Okay, I want to see. So if you would like to share a routine that you have, that you've implemented, and you want to tag me in a picture on Instagram, my Instagram is She's in Her Apron, or you could find me on Facebook at She's in Her Apron. I do better on Instagram. So if you want to tag me in a picture of your routine or something that you have formatted from what we've talked about, I would love to see. And if you have a tip from me, will you please let me know? I love that we can learn from one another, and that's so important. We're all so different, and we all think differently. We're all wired differently. I'm wired differently. Hi, ADHD. My thoughts come and go like crazy. And so I want to learn also from you. Thank you so much for clicking it and watching this. I really appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the I Am Mom Summit. And if you'd like to see more of what I do, just join me over at YouTube at She's in Her Apron. Thank you so much. I'm Kimmy Hughes, and I love that I had this moment to share with you. Bye.